Hello, 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 hello. How are you? This is Alice coming from Bemis Crafty Corner, and I have a question. Do you have one of these? Do you? Just something with, like, small straps. You don't know what you're going to do with them, but they're here. Well, I have a lot of these, little bits and pieces of paper, things that I've trimmed off the edge of something, or, that scant amount, whatever it is. Sometimes it's just, it's a piece like this, but it's not really big enough to do anything with. Now it is. I'm going to show you what to do with these. We're going to make some cute little embellishments, okay? So I'm going to get a couple of things together. It doesn't take a lot to do this. This is literally scrap day. This is busting those scraps to the 10th. So I'm going to get out some things, and we're going to get started. I'll be right back. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get out all of those scraps. We're going to get out our glue, and we're going to get out some small embellishments, okay? We'll worry about those later. Let's talk about the scraps first. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to start reducing these down. We want them in little strips. Okay? So we're just going to cut these into thin little strips. And they don't have to be perfect. Let's see. This one. We'll just cut it in half. There's some more of that. Some of that. Let's get some of this. You get the idea. Take those little scraps that you can't do anything else with and just cut them into tiny little strips. Once we have all of those, then we'll move on to the next part. So go cut up your already existing little strips into tiny strips, and then come back and we'll move on to the next part, okay? All right. So now that we have our random strips, they're all random sizes, but we want them to be, like 2.5, 3 inches long. So I just grabbed some of the longer ones, and I just kind of start cutting them down, because you want small pieces here, okay? And most of this would go in the trash anyway. Okay. That's good to get started. Now, if there's pieces in here that are too small, just work around them. If there's pieces that are still too long, just cut them. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start basically 3 or 4 pieces. Let's see. I'm going to take this one and this one and a book page and some of this blue. Ooh, and that yellow. Okay? So I'm going to take these little pieces. I'm going to bring the camera down so you guys can see this. There we go. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm just going to put a dot of glue, and then I'm going to put this piece down, and then I'm going to put a dot of glue, and I'll put this piece down at any angle I want. Do a dot of glue, and I'm going to do this piece, And then a little bit of glue. And I'm going to do this piece. Now I can ink this if I want to, or I can just leave it just like that, okay? I'm going to do a bunch of these, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to move forward, okay? So go ahead and have some fun, and I'll be right back. All right, so I got 4 of these, and what I will do is I will put the rest of this in my jar. I have a jar that I keep these types of little scraps in case I need something, you know? So I will put those in the jar, and if I need them, I'll pull them out, you know? So I have here some snippet things. I'm just going to pull some out and put them here on the desk. Just, you know, so we can look at them and see what we've got. We also have our little pieces of embellishment over here. So let's say, like this little flower, we want to use this little flower, and we want to put it on this one. And maybe we want to do it with this little mushroom. So we just put some glue on there, put the little mushroom on there, a little bit more glue. Put our little flower down. We'll let that dry. Now this one, let's just say for this one, we just want like the big flower. Do we want the big flower? Maybe this flower. I think I like this one better. So I'm just going to put a little glue here, drop on my flower, press it down, move that over. What else? Oh, let's see. We've got this little piece here. You know what? I'm not even going to glue that one down. I'm going to use a pop dot on that. Grab some dots. This shows you how prepared I am for these things, right? All right. So we're just going to use a dot. Maybe one that we can get out of there. There we go. So I'm just going to put a dot on the back. Off the paper. I can ink if I want to or not. It's entirely up to me. Put that on there. Gives it a little dimension. I like that. Let's see. What's next? What should we do next? Oh, here's another one. This one's cute. So we got this little set of flowers. Do we want to use the little flowers? Why not, right? We're doing flowers. All right. So we'll put this one down. And I think this one needs something sparkly. So I'm going to get out one of my little tiny gems here. And I'm going to put a little tiny gem. I'm going to put a couple of them on there. Breaking the crafting rules again. I'm only going to do 2, I think. I know, I'm such a bad crafter. There. Happy now? Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this mess up, and I'll be back to show you what the finished products look like. I'll be right back. So here's our little finished pieces. Now, if you don't want them to be this long, like maybe the bottom piece is too big, or maybe you want it to have like a torn edge, just go in there and tear the edge. You know, whatever it is you want to do. You want to add a little ink, add a little ink. You want to use dyed paper, use dyed paper. Use any scraps you have and make these cute little embellishments. And then you can put that on a page someplace and maybe tuck something under it. Maybe you just glue down these two parts and tuck something under there. Fantastic. Maybe you want to take this little guy and put it on a pocket. Whatever it is you want to do. Okay? So I recommend that if you're going to do this as a make-ahead, just stop with the paper. Don't do any decorating. But if you're going to be doing this for a project, then decorate your heart out, you know? That's it. That's all I have for you today. If you're new here and you haven't done so already, hit the button. What does it hurt? Makes me happy. That's about all that it does. But it supports the channel, and I appreciate that so much. Check out my community tab. Tells you everything that I got going on, everything that's coming up, free classes from traveling, those types of things. Let's see, what else? Yeah, check out my Facebook group. There's a link in the description box below. Until I see you again, stay well, my friends. Bye-bye.